Hi everyone, welcome to my new YouTube channel, Living a Sustainable and Happy Lifestyle. Now I'm going to be going through different topics throughout all the different videos which I do on YouTube. This one is the beginning, video one, and we're going to start with recycling at the beginning. Now, pretty much, this is going to be a video for all ages, from toddlers right the way through to grandparents. And what we're going to do is getting down to the recycling procedures of the local councils picking up your recycling. And now, everything which I recycle is pretty much everything which can be recycled. And that's from cardboard boxes, cardboard, paper, plastics, glass. Now, with cardboard, if the item is too big to put in the box, cut it up into sizes small enough to be able to flat pack it into the recycling box, so you can put pretty much more items in without the bending of the cardboard within the box. Now with the paper, that's envelopes, that's A4 paper, that's paper from junk mail, all sorts. That all goes into the recycling bin. Then with the plastics, that's plastic bottles, plastic containers, plastic packaging, pretty much everything which is plastic throughout the whole household. That also can go into the recycling bin. Now, with metals, aluminium foil, as long as it's cleaned, tin cans, drinks cans, that's all recyclable. Put that into the recycling as well. Now, usually with some councils, they have a separate bin for glass. So that's all glasses, that's clear glass, brown glass, green glass, blue glass, whatever colour glass, all goes into the recycling glass box as well. Now, I understand some of you are probably thinking, like, why explain this all in such a manner? Well, I am actually putting this to everyone so that everyone totally understands it. Now, with all the recycling which is going on, I hear some of you say, how come I only have one carrier bag worth of rubbish every 2 weeks? Just one carrier bag every 2 weeks of rubbish which goes in to the rubbish for the dustbin. I tell you what it is. The only things which I throw away are the cellophane which goes over the ready meals, cellophane which wraps up individual items within cardboard boxes, and any plastic bags which usually cover like vegetables and products to basically try and keep them clean within a plastic enclosed environment. That is all the rubbish I throw away. Now, there's things like organic waste. I even recycle that. I actually have got a compost bin. Tea bags, I know that they have plastic within the tea bags. Some of you probably don't know it, but they do. It's a plastic mesh around the paper part of the tea bag, which basically keeps it together and falling apart when it's in the cup. So I do recycle tea bags, but I do cut open the tea bag and take out the tea leaves and then throw the other item away into the rubbish bin because that can't be recycled. I also recycle lemon peel, orange peel, grapefruit peel, tangerine, satsuma peel, apple core, pear core, all the different types of stones which are in the fruit. That all gets recycled out, that gets into the compost bin. Now, we've done the recycling part. Now, what I'm doing now is the reusing part of the video. Now, there's items which, whether they be glass jars, whether they be plastic containers, whether they even be cardboard boxes, if you can reuse that item, that is even more environmentally friendly, because it means that it doesn't have to go through a recycling procedure. So that can be glass jars with metal tops. Basically, you can put your herbs and spices into them. You can put dried fruits into them, dried beans, anything dried you can put into those jars. Now, with the cardboard boxes, they can be used as storage containers. So those storage containers for cardboard boxes can also be used for storing your accounts. They can be used for storing your stamp collection, your coin collection, whatever collection you've got. Cardboard boxes, small, big, doesn't matter. And it's the same with plastic boxes and plastic containers, which can be used to put food products in, chuck them into the freezer, or put them into the fridge, or basically anything which you want to store in your house, to basically have a storage box which can be used instead of recycling it. So that could be plastic container, that could be a cardboard box, or it could be a metal jar with a metal lid. So that's like the reusing part. Now the reducing side of it is, what I'm trying to say to everyone is this, is when you go shopping, really actually think, do you really need that item? Because the way I look at my lifestyle and the way I live is, I have a memo board in my kitchen and I write it down on a piece of paper or on a memo somewhere left in the kitchen, where every single item which runs out, and only when it runs out, I write on this piece of paper on what items need to be bought for the next food shop. And whether it's food or whether it's anything within the house, batteries, you name it, whatever runs out and you need more, I write it down. So I only buy what I haven't already got, and then only buy it when you need it. So that's basically reducing your spending and reducing the amount you're having to buy by purely living sustainably and only buying what you need and when you need it, rather than having a larder full of 3, 4, 5 things of the same thing. Just have one individual thing of each item. Now I can understand some of you families are probably thinking, okay, like we need more because we've got a big family, so you know, we might have like 2, 3, 4 items of one particular item because you might use it regularly within a week. But if you're not using it regularly within a week, then why buy it? Only buy it when you need it. So that's reducing the amount you buy it. Now, I'm also onto the idea of upcycling. Now, upcycling is pretty much the same as reusing, or upcycling can be a product which was made for something and then can be converted to being used for something else. Such as when you have those building pallets which you get delivered like building materials on. A lot of the time they just get thrown away. Well, why not reuse them? Put them in your back garden and turn them into a compost heap, and then cut the middle front pallet like has a little hole in it with a door which opens so that you can get the compost from the bottom of the compost when it rots down, and then put a mesh on the top first 1 foot above the ground to then have a mesh so that all the fine compost comes through, and then all you have to do is put a shovel in there and pull out the compost which is dropped through the mesh. As it's rotted, it drops through, and then that's ready-made compost. So that's another form of upcycling, but there are so many different ways, but this is like an introduction to this video, so this is like a little bit of everything, just to basically make you understand that. I will go into more details with later videos at a later time. Now the other thing is composting. Composting is what I do regularly. I put everything in the compost, whether it be from the house, whether it be from the garden. I take stuff from the leaves swept up in the garden, to the weeds pulled out of the garden, to trimmings of the plants, to flowers which are basically faded away and need to be thrown away. Well, don't throw them away, put them on the compost heap. So what I'm saying is that don't get your local council. If you've got a big enough plot to put a little compost bin in, why not just recycle your own compost and your own organic waste and make your own compost? Because then that's saving on the local council having to pick up waste and producing fumes. Now within the garden too, try and not use anything petrol-based material, petrol-based machinery, such as lawnmowers, hedge cutters, trimmers. Try and use electric ones, because I know that they cost money to make manufacturing at the beginning, but they don't give a fume off like petrol vehicles do and petrol machinery does. But whereas with me, I actually don't use trimmers. I don't use a lawnmower because I don't have a lawn. I don't use hedge cutters. I actually use shears, and I literally don't use any machinery in my garden at all. So what I'm saying is, when it gets to a certain size and the items which you're basically cutting down are getting too big, there's another piece of machinery known as a shredder. Don't use a petrol-driven shredder, use an electric-driven shredder. But I don't even use an electric-driven shredder. This is for mulching up your organic waste from the garden. I actually just cut it up with a pair of secateurs into smaller pieces, put it into the compost, and basically the job's done just by purely cutting it up into pieces. Now I've got a compost bin. I've got three compost bins, and they were made out of, now this is upcycling part, they were made from an old beds, single beds and double beds, which basically were so sort of damaged that they were beyond repair. So I decided to turn them into a compost bin, and that's what I've done with my old wooden beds, rather than throwing them away and taking them down to the dump. Now what I'm saying now is, I've gone through the recycling section, I've gone through the reducing section of recycling your waste from your house and from your home and from when you're out and about, away from the home or away from work. I've done the reusing of items around the house, around the home, around work and out and about. I've done upcycling, whether it be at home, work, and then I've done reusing and I've done composting. Now what I'm going to do now is, this is at the end of this video coming up, and what I'm going to do also is to deal with our own well-being as well within our lives. We all live hectic lifestyles, and we have stressful jobs, stressful family life, and it's hectic. And I'm also going to be going through ways of being able to maintain our good well-being. Now I'm going to come to the end of this video because I want it to be within 15 minutes. So what I'm saying is be positive, act positive, think positive, and be nice. That's all it means, because the world would be a lot nicer and a safer place to live in if we were all nicer towards each other and if we all respected the environment. Now this is the end of video 1. I hope you enjoyed it, and wait for the next video. I'm going to try and do these videos once a week. I'm going to try that in a way. But anyway, have a good day, look after yourselves, and I'm out. Have a good day, take care, look after each other, and be happy. Take care. Bye.